Good morning, everyone. Some of you have asked how I edit and color grade my videos and what machine, computers / mobile devices that I use. That's what this video is about. This is not really a tutorial, but I will do some tutorial type things here for the sake of brevity. This video was focused primarily on just showing you how I edit and color grade my videos. There's no right or wrong way to color grade your videos, as far as I'm concerned. It's the world through your eyes. I use an iPad 12.9. I had used an iPad 9.7, but I upgraded to a newer iPad 12.9 M2, and it gives me a larger screen and it has more functionality. It works just fine. I also have an external SSD, a 2 terabyte hard drive attached to the iPad for extra storage space. And I also use a Mac Mini M1. So when I'm at home, I'll color grade from my computer. When I'm on the road, traveling, I edit and color grade using my iPad. The video editor that I use primarily is called LumaFusion. LumaFusion runs on iPad and Android devices. It does not run on Windows. It's very robust, very easy to use, has lots of functionality. I use maybe 65% of the functionality. It is very powerful. Is it as powerful as, say, Final Cut Pro or Davinci Resolve? No, but it does enough to suit my needs. LumaFusion will cost you $30, one-time fee. That includes all of the future upgrades. This is really the first video editor that I learned how to use. That's why I stick with it, because I know it very well. So let me show you the interface. Let me show you exactly how I edit videos using LumaFusion. Here's the interface. It's very clean. It's very simple. The first thing that I do is I come down to the lower left-hand corner, click on this icon here, and I create a new project. And then I click on this plus sign right next to it, and I give that project a name. So I will call this one Test Project. Then click this plus symbol right here. The second thing I'll do is I'll drag video clips onto the timeline down here. Now, I'm a very organized person, and I have all of my videos and audio files on an external hard drive. If you don't have an external hard drive attached to your iPad, you can use your device's internal storage and upload those videos and photos to your internal storage. So I'm going to go to the location of my videos, and I have them linked to folders on my external hard drive. I keep all of my DJI footage in a folder labeled DJI on that external hard drive. I keep all of my GoPro footage in a folder labeled GoPro, and I keep all of my audio tracks in a folder labeled Tracks. So I'm going to click on the DJI folder, and here's all the footage. I'm going to select this very first video clip and drag it down to the timeline. And there it is. This particular video clip appeared in one of my videos, so I filmed this in 10-bit dlog-m, and this is perfect because you will be able to see how I use the free DJI dlog-m to Rec 709 LUT or lookup table. You don't have to use lookup tables, and I'll show you briefly how you can color grade without using LUTs, and everything will look just fine if you know what you're doing. All right, so let's use this clip here. So the next step is to cut out sections of the video that I don't want. So I'm going to grab this right here and then just drag it. I'm going to use my finger to do that because I find it easier than using my mouse. And so about right, let's go back and forth, about right here as the drone is going up, I'm going to cut out the section right here on the left side of this bar. So to do that, I'm going to click on the scissors icon here and then select this portion of the video to the left of that blue bar, then tick on the trash icon, okay? And I'll screw up through that entire video doing that. And let me cut out another section because I want to show you how I add transitions and then titles. I'm just going to pick a section, let's say, as the drone is beginning to turn. Let's say right in here, as it's turning over the river. So I'm going to cut the video at this point here by clicking on the scissors icon, and that splits the video. So I could put a transition in between this clip and this clip. That's why I did that, to show you how I do that. And I'm going to go to the end of the video and cut out a small portion right here. I don't have to, but for the sake of this video, so I'm going to delete this portion right here by clicking on the trash icon. Now that I've cut out sections of the video that I do not want, the next step is to apply color grading. So I'm going to double click on the first clip, and that takes me into this section here. Down at the bottom, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 icons. Right now, the one that's highlighted in blue is called Color and Presets. This first one over here to the far left, this is where you can resize the video, and I normally don't have to do that unless I'm doing some special effects. So right here where you see size, I can move this left or right to make that video small or large. I'm going to put it back at its default setting of 100. I can expand that video, stretch it out like that, something I normally don't do, or I can increase it like that, something else I normally don't do. I could also do some cropping. So if I click on the cropping section up here, I can move this top lever here where it says left. That crops the left side of the video. There's the top section right there. I can move that, the right, and the bottom. Very straightforward. And we have the fit mode, something I normally don't play around with because I set this in settings to fit the screen. The next icon at the bottom is time. I can move this lever here. As you can see here, it's set to 1x. If I move this to the left or right, this speeds up the video. I normally leave it at 1x unless I want to speed up the video. And over here, I can reverse the video. So if the drone, say, is moving forward, I can actually tap on this reverse icon here, and it will simulate the drone with the footage moving in the opposite direction. Something I normally don't do either, because I think it looks unnatural. If I want the drone to move, say, in the reverse, I'll do it while it's in flight. The next icon here is a stabilizer. I've never had to use this because the drone takes very good footage on its own, so I leave this alone. And the next icon to the far right here is the presets where I do my color grading. Now, LumaFusion gives you a ton of color presets, and you can see them over here. I have this one selected for color presets, and if you scroll down, you can see them. And I don't use all these. I use normally the one called original, and that's what we're looking at right now, the uncolor graded video. So if I want to color grade that, I'm going to do it here from original. I'll select that, and then I'll play with these settings. For example, levels. I'll just move these around. If I want to darken the footage a little bit, I can increase the brightness or decrease it. Contrast. Saturation. That's black and white to the far left. Move it to the right. A little bit more saturation in the footage. Vibrance. So move it to the far left. We get more grays. And move it to the right. We get more vibrance. Notice how the sky gets bluer and the greens get greener. Also, another setting I use down here is gamma at the very bottom. If I move this here to the left or right, see, you get to eyeball this. See about right there? I like that at that point. And for the most part, that's all you have to do for basic color grading without even using a LUT or lookup table. Now, something else I will do is that I'll add a little bit of sharpness, just a small part of it, not a whole lot. To do that, I'll use the sharpness widget in LumaFusion on top of the original widget. To do that, I'm going to tap on this teardrop icon right here and scroll down and find Sharp 1X right there. This one, I'll tap on that, and notice that it pulls in sharp just below original. And if you look at the video to the left, notice if I play with this, if I go to the far right, a lot of sharp details go into the video. All the way to the right, there's far too much sharpness in the video, so I'll pull this down and get to where it's just a little bit of sharpness that gets into that video about right there. I'm happy with that. The way I do that is I look at the foliage here, and I'll see the details of the tree trunks come in, and maybe the lines on the parking lot here, they'll come a little bit more sharper, and I'll leave it at that. All right. Now, this could be your own preset. And say if you want to save this as your own preset, so the next time you come in to do some color grading, you don't have to go through the same process. So save this as your own preset if you like it by going to this icon right here and tapping on that, and give this preset a name. So I'm going to scroll over Effect and call this Test Preset. Then click on this icon again, and there it is. It's right there. So if I click on this icon right here and go back out, and here's the color graded footage without using a LUT. Now see, that's that second video clip that's not color graded. So rather than go back in and repeat that same process for this second video clip, here's a tip, here's a shortcut that I use. Since I know that this first clip is color graded, and I like that, I'm going to select this clip, and you know that it's selected because you see that little white box appear around it. Come down right here, select this icon, do a copy. Select the next clip that's not color graded, right here. Select it, then come down to that very same icon, then click paste. Then it applies that exact setting. And you can always go in here and modify these as you see fit. That's basically what I do with regards to color grading. Now, I could use a LUT on this. Now, let me do this. I'm going to undo everything that I've done. Okay, so we're back to where it was before. If you look in the description of this video, I have a link to the DJI website where you can download that free dlog-m to Rec 709 LUT. All you have to do really is to make sure that you filmed in dlog-m. And once you have that LUT downloaded to your computer, just double click on it. And if you have LumaFusion installed on your iPad, you can direct it to install it to LumaFusion automatically just by double clicking on it. So I'm going to apply that LUT to the first clip. So I'm going to double click on that first clip. Up here at the top, you will see next to the color presets, a cube icon. I'm going to select that, and you will see here, DJI Mini 4 Pro dlog-m to Rec 709 LUT. And it gives you a little bit of a preview what it's going to look like. So I'm going to apply that by clicking on it. And there it is. And the only thing that you get in here is a blend slider here. If you move this to the right, you can see what it does. I usually don't have to play with this unless I want to make some minor adjustments, but I'll keep it right there. And then I'm going to apply the same LUT to that second clip. So I'm going to go back out, go to that second clip. This one. So it's the same thing. I can either go in there and apply that LUT, or I can copy from that first clip by selecting this icon, doing a copy, selecting the second clip, and doing a paste. And there we have it. And that looks very good right out of the box. Now I might want to add a little bit of sharpness in that, because I like just a tinge of sharpness in my videos. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. So I'm going to select that first clip by double clicking on it, and I'm going to click on this teardrop icon, and I'm going to scroll down and select Sharp 1X right here, and it pulls it in down here. And by default it's set to 1. I will eyeball the video. That looks pretty good, but I might want to just bring it down just a little bit. And as I'm moving this slider, I'm looking for anything in there, such as a tree trunk or something that will sort of enhance. So about 0.60 looks good. And I'm going to go back out. So I want to copy that change by selecting this icon, do a copy, and apply that sharpness also to this second clip, and paste. Okay, you might have seen how the video got a little bit sharper. All right, so I'm very happy with that. And you can always go in and you can make changes by brightening the video, making it darker, but I'm gonna leave that as it is. Now the next thing I will do, once I'm happy with the color grading, is that I will add some transitions. I like fading in the beginning of my videos and fading out at the end of my videos, and applying some type of transition sometimes in between video clips. So to fade in, I'll go to the beginning of a clip right here, and I'll select it. Then right here, you see a plus symbol with a circle. If you click on that, this allows you to apply a transition. By default, a cross resolve is applied. So I'm going to select transition, and it places a 2-second transition in the beginning of the video. You can change the duration of that transition by selecting it and moving these little sliders left or right. And right above there, you can see, say for example, this is about a 1-second transition. I like between 1 second and 2-second transitions depending on how I feel that day. So I'll leave that as a 2-second transition. So to see how that looks, I'll go back to the beginning and then play a little bit of the video. So that fades in. Now, I'm going to apply a transition in between these two clips. So I will go to this portion right here. And if you look up here, you can also see where these two videos are separated. So I'm going to select that second clip, come down to this plus symbol with a circle, and select transition. By default, this gives a 2-second transition. Why? Because if I go into settings, clicking on this gear icon with a question mark, other transitions here, I have it set to 2 seconds. I can change that to 1 second. And the reason why I have it set up 2 seconds is because I don't want to have to come in here all the time and change the transition interval. So I'll put it at 2 seconds, and I can always grab these little arrows and increase or decrease the transition time. Now, this is a transition between clip 1 and clip 2. So if I click on the video to play it, see how it transitions to the second clip. Now, if I don't like that transition, I'll select the transition, and then I'll click on this icon right here, folder with a star on it, and you get a whole bunch of other transitions in here. So I like using the one called burst, so I'll go ahead and select that, and it's applied. So let's play the video. All right. And then I'll do a transition at the end of the video to where it fades out. And I'll make that a little longer. So I'll select that last clip, come down to this plus symbol with a circle around it, select it, do a transition, and I might even expand that out even more. But for the sake of this video, I'll leave it at 2 seconds. and notice how that video, and I'll show you how it fades out right here. Okay. Once I've done the editing and the color grading and the transitions, the next step is to add some text. So I'm going to go to the beginning of the video, and for the sake of this, I will add some text here. And to do that, you'll come down to this plus symbol here and tap on it and select Overlay Title. And it places an overlay right above the video. Double click on that and double click on the text. And over here, just change it to whatever you want to say. I'm going to say flight over a river. Okay. And then if you tap off of that, say down here someplace, then you can come over here and pull this down, and you can increase or decrease the size of this this font. To do that, just select this lever here and move it to the left or right. I usually place mine around 21 and 22. You can tap these little arrows here to get more focused. Now I'll make it 22. You can also change the font. The font overlay you see here is Muriel MT. To change the font, tap on this icon here, and you get a whole bunch of fonts in here. You can also tap on this Choose System font, and there's tons of them in here. I'm going to leave this as it is. You can also change the orientation of the font. You can left justify it, you can justify it, or you can right justify it within this box here. And up here, right there, if you want to get this perfectly centered on the video frame, tap on this icon here and tick on the middle there. It places that exactly right there in the middle. Okay. You can also apply colors to your font. There are several ways to do that. You can come down to where it says face color, select that. Right now it's white. You can change it to, say, red, which would not look very good on the video, or to a yellow, an orange. For this video, I'm gonna leave it at white because it pops that way. And then click off of that. Or I can use any of these styles or presets up here. So let's say if I wanted to apply this yellow preset right here to what I have written on the screen there, I'll tap on that and it applies it. Or a white one. All right, so once I've done that, I'll go back out. Now, if I want to apply a transition to this tile overlay, then the way I do it, I go into settings over here by clicking on this gear icon and moving the transition down to 1 second right there. Come to that icon with the plus symbol in it and apply the transition. And there it is. And notice that when I move this back to the beginning of that tile overlay, notice how that text fades in. Okay. I'm going to grab this arrow right here and just bring this down a little bit. About right there. And I'm going to make sure that the bar, this blue bar, is at the end of the tile overlay, and apply a fade out transition right here. Very easy. Again, select that plus icon there and apply the transition. So I have a 1 second transition that fades in and a 1 second transition that fades out. And I'll do the same thing at the end of the videos. Let's go to the very end of the video where I had it fade out. I'm going to place a thank you for watching, say right there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select this plus symbol and do a tile overlay. And I'm going to change that text to thank you for watching. So I'm going to double click on that tile overlay, double click on this, and type in thanks for watching. And again, I'm going to tap off of it, tap down here someplace, and I'm going to change the size of the text to say 21 or 22. That's my preference. It doesn't have to be yours. All right, 22 is fine. I'm going to click on this icon to go back out to the timeline and apply a transition at the beginning of this, and then come down to that plus symbol, apply a transition. 1 second. Then I'm going to grab this, because this is too long, to where, and reduce it down to where it lines up perfectly with the clip below it, then apply a fade out transition. Click on this icon with the plus symbol in it and do a transition. Notice that these two here are perfectly lined up. So when they fade out in synchronization. So I'm going to play this. All right, I'm very happy with that. The next thing I'll do is I'll add an audio track to the video. And to do that, I'll go back to the very beginning, and I keep all my audio tracks in a folder called tracks. So I'm going to click on this links folder right there and select tracks. And these are all of my audio tracks, or some of them rather. And I'm going to just select one at random and place it here. And I'm looking at the time of these audio tracks. This is telling me over here that the video is 3 minutes. So I want to select a video that has a duration of at least 3 minutes. And I see several here. Here's one here. It's called Astra. It's a 4-minute video, so that will cover the entire video clip. So I'm going to go ahead and take this audio clip here, select it, and drag it below. Notice right here, in fact, let me show you here. Right here, you will see an audio icon. Everything above this is for your video clips and other widgets, such as the tile overlay. So I'm going to drag that audio clip and bring it down to the bottom here. And I can see that it's going to be quite loud. So what I'll do is, there's 2 ways to reduce the audio. I don't like my audio to be blaring at my viewers. So over here, you will see an audio icon. So I'm going to select that, and it expands this out. Now, if the video itself has audio in it, I can just grab this and bring it down or bring it up. But since the video is drone footage, that is not going to have any effect on the video. However, this right here, this one will. So what I'll do is, I'll play the video, and as I'm playing it, I'll bring this lever up and down to where the audio sounds comfortable, and I'm watching this right here. I don't want this to go up to the red, and if it's audio playing in the background, I don't want it to even go too far above this one, right, this area right here. So I'm going to play the video and then play with the audio settings. All right, I think that sounds comfortable. Now, I'm going to stop this because there's another way you can do this. You can just put this back at 0, the default setting. I can double click on this audio clip and make sure that I have audio selected down here, and I can bring this down. Use this gain lever and move the audio down, and you can play it while you're doing that. See, there's nothing now, but move it up. It's up to you. But when you do that, you've got to apply that very same setting to all of your clips. So if you're going to do it this way, take note of the decibel level here. This is minus 29.3. This method is fine if you have one audio clip on your timeline. If you have multiple clips on your audio timeline, then you have to apply this very same setting to all of those audio clips. If you have only one audio clip on your timeline, I find this is the best method by simply playing with this right here. So I'm going to do this again. this down about right there, -24. Okay. Now, if you look up here, you can see that the audio clip is longer than the video. So I'm going to trim that down by going to the very end. Right here. And I'm going to say, let the audio go just a little bit beyond the video. And I'm going to cut this section right here out by clicking on the scissors icon and deleting this portion right here while clicking on the trash can icon. Okay. Then I'm going to apply a very long transition here. Now, I'm going to go into settings here, and I'm going to make this transition say 8 seconds. Select the audio clip and come here and apply a transition. And that will fade out that audio, see, gradually. And you can see that down here. Let's play it back from this portion. That's it. That's how I edit, color grade, apply transitions, fade ins and fade outs, add text to my videos. Once you've done this multiple times, muscle memory will kick in and it becomes automatic for you. And then the last step is to simply upload these videos to YouTube. And in LumaFusion is very simple. You come down to this icon right here and select movie, select YouTube, and at the very bottom here, by default, Ron's World channel is selected. If I have another channel, I will click on this icon right here and select YouTube, and it will take me to YouTube, and then I will sign into that channel, and then that video will be uploaded to that channel. LumaFusion is set up to automatically upload to the Ron's World channel directly from the application, and I'm going to leave the resolution at 4K because that's what I want it to be uploaded at. LumaFusion automatically detects the frame rate of the very first video clip. I shot in 24 frames per second, and that's about what that is. The video quality, I could leave it at ultra, but if I do that, it's going to be a very large file. I mean, that's fine, but I normally upload my videos in extreme, and that does reduce the file size. Notice that if I select ultra, that 4K video file will be a 4.5 gigabyte file. If I select the video quality at extreme, it knocks about 1 gig off of that. It's a 3 gig file that will be uploaded. Audio quality, always leave that the default setting of 48 kilohertz, and everything else in here I do not touch. Next step is to click this icon right here at the very top and give this video file a title that's going to appear on a YouTube channel, or you can change it once it's uploaded. You can add a description, you can add your tags here. I normally do all this once the video is uploaded on YouTube. You can select your category. I normally do that also on YouTube, and always select private. I don't go public until I've gone onto the YouTube platform, added my titles, my descriptions, my tags, and all that. Then from YouTube, then I'll publish and go public. Once that's done, then click on this icon again, and then your video will start to upload to YouTube. Now, if you don't want to upload to YouTube, there's another way you can do this too. Let's go back out and click on this icon once again. Select movie, but this time select photos. Make sure that your resolution is where you want it. I'm going to put this at extreme for the video quality. I'm going to click on this icon once again. Now, this time what's going to happen is that the video file will not be uploaded to YouTube. It will be uploaded to the Photos section of your mobile device. And from your Photos section on your mobile device, you can upload from there. And so once you click on this icon here, it's going to save this file as an MP4 file to your mobile device. So you could do it that way as well. I find it easier just to upload directly from LumaFusion to YouTube. One less step to worry about. So there you have it. This is how I edit and color grade my video footage using LumaFusion. There are tons of video tutorials on YouTube showing how to use LumaFusion. In the next video, I will show you a new and free video editor that's just as good, perhaps even better than LumaFusion. It's free, it's easy to use, and it's very robust. Until that video, you guys take care.